Hey folks, today we've got a little bit of a difference to my video. It's a guest video, and that guest is Chris Marr from the Content Marketing Academy, otherwise known as CMA. Now, Chris is actually doing me a favour this week with this video because I've been so hectic and my schedule has been so busy that I was in danger of missing my weekly upload schedule. And so to help me out, Chris has stepped in, and Chris is going to give his thoughts on branding and his own experiences of branding his own business. So without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to Chris Marr.
What you might not know is that Col has been off work. He's not been 100% recently. And one of the things that we know about Col, especially if you've been following him for a while, is that he is super consistent with his content. His YouTube channel, once a week, every week, for weeks and months and years even, right? Which has resulted in him having a ton of subscribers, almost reaching 10K, which is awesome. In the Content Marketing Academy forums a couple of nights ago, he said that it was looking like he was going to have to skip a week, and I couldn't face it. He's one of the most consistent people I've known in terms of like getting content out there. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a video about branding for Col's YouTube channel from my perspective. So here it is. My name's Chris, I'm the founder of a company called the Content Marketing Academy. We've been in business for about 6 years or so. In the 6-year window, we have had something like 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 iterations, not only of our logo, our name as well. So it's just been kind of like a crazy 5 or 6 years. So what I want to share with you is some of the lessons I've learned along the way about branding and just how significant and important and the dramatic impact it's had on my business. The one thing that I feel is really, really important to get across to you first off is that when you have a brand identity that really truly fits with who you are and what you represent and the values that you have for yourself and how you want that to look like in your business, once you get that brand identity that you want, it's amazing how liberating that feels for you. And when you have a brand that you feel like that you can get behind 100%. Now I know that we're all passionate about our businesses and we're all passionate about, you know, what we believe in. But when you have a brand that sings that for you, it is truly liberating. In fact, let's go back to the time when we started our business. The business was called Learning Every Day, and the logo had a tree in it and it was all green. That was the whole concept of personal development, right? Learning something new every single day. That was the whole idea of the business, and it was a marketing company, right? That was one part of it, and even looking back to like how I dressed back then as well, I would not have turned up on video like this. I would have had my hair all nice. I didn't even have a beard, suit, tie, shirt. That was who I was. I thought I had to turn up like that as a business person. So my first business was very much made out of thinking that as a consultant or as a business owner, I had to turn up in a certain way. Very professional, professional language, professional dress, right? But basically, I was inside a box. I was feeling like basically wasting myself, but actually feeling like I had to behave and act in a certain way. You fast forward the clock to today, I turn up like this. The clothes that I wear right now are the clothes I wear in my own time and the clothes that I would wear on a stage, right? Look at all the background stuff here, all the brands that I love are all represented here. It's been a complete transformation over the last 5 or 6 years, and all because I started to figure out what the brand should look like for the company and how that has then liberated. It's had a dramatic impact on everything that we do. One thing that's important here is I'm not a brand expert like Col is, right? So some of the advice that people might get is like, when you're designing your brand, is to design it in a way that speaks to your audience, right? And it really reflects them. Now, the one thing that I did was not do that. I channeled everything that I feel about brand into everything that I wanted. So what do I believe about brand? What are my favorite brands? How do they make me feel? How can I channel that into our brands? So when we go back to the old brand versus the newer brand that we have now, I was approaching it as in, I need to look a certain way, I need to behave in a certain way. Now I'm much more confident. If 5 or 6 years down the road saying, actually, you know what, this is what I want our brand to be. And it was influenced by lots and lots of different things. I'm going to show you examples of things that this new brand has allowed us to do. One of the reasons that I knew that we needed to take a fresh approach to our brand was when we were trying to design certain things for our website and for our customers so they could actually share our message. And when it came to designing stuff, we were really stuck. We couldn't get the brand to look the way we wanted it to. So we had to take an entirely fresh approach to it. And this would be us moving into this new brand with CMA, a completely different brand, different colours, different feel, everything was different. And the way that I approached it was to think to myself, what do I love about my favourite brands? How do those brands make me feel? Why do I buy the clothes that I buy? Why do I buy the things that I buy? What is about those brands that makes me emotionally connect with them? Right? So I'll give you a couple examples, right? One of my favourite brands, clothing brands, is Johnny Cupcakes. A very similar brand that I also love is Abandoned Ship. Abandoned Ship are based here in Scotland in Dundee. Johnny Cupcakes are from Boston in the States. And I love both of those brands. They make t-shirts and many other things, but I can completely identify with their brands. What is it about those brands? What is it about them that makes me feel connected to it? Why do I buy their stuff, right? What is it about them? So I just channeled all of that into my thinking and my approach to CMA. So for example, I like traditional tattoo art. I like baseball. I like those brands I just mentioned, Abandoned Ship and Johnny Cupcakes. I like street art. You know, there's lots and lots of things I like rock music and heavy metal. I play guitar. There's lots of things that I do in my life that personalise me and make me who I am. So I thought, well, how do we get all of that stuff into our brand, into the CMA brand? How do we make the CMA brand really cool? How do we make it really different? And instead of thinking about, well, what else is in the marketplace and looking at the competition and all that stuff, I went the exact opposite way and completely internalized the whole thing. And it was like, what do I want? What would I buy into? What would I want to wear? And that was a big, big factor when it came to putting all of that into the pot to design this new brand identity for CMA. Now, the funny thing, or the really interesting thing about brand identity from my perspective, is that our brand identity is growing and developing and maturing every single year. When the brand just got released, we had this logo here. We had this logo which is above my desk here in my office. This logo and the colours and everything, that was the first thing that we put out there. And obviously there was lots of print and stuff like that. It started off really quite basic, right? And then over the years, over the last 18 months or so, we've really developed that brand into something entirely different. And it just grows and it grows and it grows. Back to my earlier point, the important part about the new brand that we have is that it has liberated us. We have the core brand identity and we're just adding to that all the time. It's so such a flexible brand that allows us to do anything that we want to, which is exactly what I wanted. One of the things that I want to show you just now is what we've done with the brand over the years and how we've used CMA for my own personal interest to explore things that I would never been able to explore before. So this new branding, this whole thought process about really internalizing it and trying to create a brand that I believed in has allowed me to do so many things. So let me give you some examples. This stuff here is who I am. It's all the stuff that I'm interested in. It adds a lot of personality to the brand. I think the key thing here is it's not just about the logo. The logo on its own is pretty cool, but add all of this into the logo and suddenly you've got a personality with the brand. And I think that's the most important part, is adding to that. A logo does not make your brand. It's all the other stuff that adds to it, the personality element of it. Let me just have a look at some of the stuff on my desk here that allowed us to do stuff with the brand. Making stickers for CMA has been a big thing, right? Having these, so people can take our brand and they can put it on their laptops, they can put it on their notebooks, they can put it wherever they want, and suddenly our brand becomes omnipresent in their lives, right? So they see it everywhere. So we've got t-shirts, right? We made t-shirts. We've got Don't Forget to Be Awesome t-shirt. We started off with just this basic CMA Live t-shirt here on the blue, and then we've ended up with having a street art CMA t-shirt and a geek t-shirt as well. And these have all been massively popular. Again, allows our audience to wear these. What I really want to show you here is just how something like a complete change in the brand has allowed us to do many, many things. And we're just getting started. This is only really year 2 of the new brand. This spray paint board here, like I said earlier, this has got CMA written across it. These were up on the stage at CMA, and it's the first time we've really done something like this. Has got a piece of art commissioned for CMA. Again, we were able to do that because the brand is so flexible, it allows us to do stuff like that. So we've got things like a program here, which if you open it up, has CMA written across it here, as you can see, MA, but this is now black and white instead of blue. We've got bookmarks here. Again, different style here with the graffiti art on there. We've got pens, stickers, badges. We've got notebooks. These are the passes for our live events. We've got a ton of potential with the CMA brand because we did all of that work 18 months ago, and Col and Ross really challenged me to think about what do I want this brand to be, and even thinking about the frustrations I had with the previous designs that we had done. What was it stopping me from doing? Now the brand is fun, it's exciting, it's different, it has potential, it's dramatically changed the way that even I feel about my business, and it's allowed other people to emotionally connect and identify with our brand as well. It's just opened up so much possibility. I am not a brand expert or a brand designer, but one of the things that really helped me to figure out what my business should look like was thinking about the values and the things that I love about the brands in my life, and thinking about, well, how do I put that into our brand? Col and Ross really challenged me to think hard about it. We even thought about changing the name of the company again. That would have been the 3rd time. So to wrap this up, if you are struggling with your brand and you can't quite figure out where it's going or how to take it forward or how to develop it, it could be that you needed to take a step back from it and think about the values and the purpose and the passion and what drives you and how you want to identify with your own business. Like I said, this whole process liberated me and made me feel so much more confident and better about my business, having something that I could truly get behind. If you can't get behind your own brand, you aren't going to shout from the rooftops about it, are you? So I think it's so important that you feel that your brand is something that you believe in and that you feel proud to represent. It is incredible what happens when you feel confident and can identify with your own brand. Other people see it as inspiring and motivating, and they want to wear your brand. They want to put your stickers on things. They want to wear your badges. They want to talk about you with their peers. They want to refer you to their own clients as well, and they want to get involved in what you're doing. A brand identity goes way beyond the logo. The logo is part of it, but if you feel like your brand needs work, then you need to speak to Col. Get Col on your side, talk about your brand, what you want your brand to do for your business. It truly is, in this day, 2018, one of the #1 ways to differentiate in the marketplace is to have a brand identity. If you've got this far in the video, the one thing that I really want you to do is jump into the comments and send your best wishes to Col. He is on the mend, he's going to be back soon, but send your best wishes. If you've got any questions about anything that I've covered in this video today, I'll take your questions too. You can tweet me at chrismar101. My email address is chris@cmauk.co.uk, or just jump into the comments section. I hope that you're enjoying the work that you're doing. Don't forget to be awesome.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's Chris's experiences of brands and working with me on his own brand. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a lot from Chris's experiences as well. If you've liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure to click that little bell icon and you'll be notified whenever I release a new video. So until I see you next time, stay creative, folks.